Hello everybody, welcome to the latest World of ZZT Livestream. Tonight we're going to be playing Merbotia by Sonic 256. This is his first and only release. It's generally considered a ZZT classic. It doesn't do anything brilliant, but it has incredibly catchy title screen music and a pretty goofy sense of humor. This is gonna be a short one. Short enough that I might actually also play the second place poll winner game, since that one's also pretty short, Flower of Light, but we'll see how we feel. So let's get ready to drive safely. I mean, we could just listen to the soundtrack for an hour. It's a very haphazard game in that regard. It very much feels like he was just making things up as he went along, even more so than most ZZT games already were. You awake. You remember it's a Monday and feel really terrible about waking up. You attempt to get out of bed, only to find that it isn't there. "Hey Mom, the bed ran away again," you shout. But she doesn't hear you. You look around. Where'd my window go? Boy, the walls seem so much stonier than they were yesterday. Hey, I can see my floor again. Somebody must have cleaned my room. It's a joke a minute here. Also, yeah, I never ever noticed that after all this time. The object is named Senile. My computer's gone, and I want to play ZZT. Boo hoo hoo. And where's my dresser? I'm gonna be late for school. Hey, wait a minute. This isn't my room at all. And I gotta pee. I wish I had gone before I was summoned to another dimension. Decide to look around. This game is weird in that you can just skip the opening here and just go outside, but let's not do that. Oh boy, you always wanted to walk on a red carpet. You like this dimension already. And a lot of empty spaces for some reason. There's some statues and the sky. Oh, it's also senile. You've arrived. I have? Yes, we created the environment of Earth with precision, down to the last dinosaur's tooth, for one final product. You. Oliver's billions of years of history occurred just to produce your country, which was colonized at just the right rate to produce your parents, who met at just the right time to produce you. The outcome of the Earth. Gee, thanks. Now that you're here, I'd like to tell you why we went through all that trouble. There's a certain cave which contains the heart of all evil, the beasts which created PBS, Quatash. He creates the evil beasts which roam the forests, the lions which tear heads off of people who would otherwise, well, have heads. He is feared by every corner of Merbotia, and wanted dead by just about every living thing on this planet. But planets don't have corners. Why not? Planets are round, aren't they? Of course not. What makes you think that? Well, there were many explorers who... Oh, shut up. 10,000 Merbotians can't be wrong. So anyway, your quest is to journey to Quatch's cavern in eastern Merbotia. Why should I? Well, why shouldn't you? Good point. Now get on your way. You get kicked right out. But we can knock on the door and just go right on in again. I mean, first of all, we've got this bathroom situation. That's too bad. Just go in a bush. There are plenty outside. Again, get kicked out. You can refuse to do it. Let's not save the world. Even if he'll be our best friend. And then we just get this endless choice here. Until we finally accept. That's the spirit. We can also just lie. But he won't believe us. Oh, I stuck in the door so fast that I had to knock to exit. I do like that you get to knock on the door. I also like this sort of giant door at the cave entrance, and how it uses a transporter to put you on the other side of it. Okay, so we got lions and a wilderness. So we can go right to the big fight, but we can also run around this forest for a bit and pick up some supplies, which you don't really need. There's this rocky, mountainous area with some centipedes, and if you pay attention down here, you'll note a little hidden object. Hidden button, which we can push. And very slowly turn those centipedes into gems. This map is really weird because it's entirely unnecessary. You get plenty of supplies to actually do the fight during the fight. Or you can just, you know, explore this world, which is pretty empty. We're actually not going to run into any other friendly people. All just a bunch of ZZT enemies. See, is there a bush you can pee in? I don't think so. There's shrubs, but I don't think you can actually do anything with them. Maybe there's one tile of a specific one. There's also some flowers. And that's it. And you can also see where the player is like placed in the editor with that little gap, which is pretty funny, especially on like boards like this where there are empties to just put the player on, or you could put them just over a fake. It's a sign. It's a signpost. Okay, you can actually read it. Proceed at your own risk. Please do not shoot the sign. Alright, time to fight the boss. You can speedrun this game and just skip the wilderness entirely. Oh wait, we're not quite at the boss yet. First we get this. You can tell this guy had a lot of fun making music. This Mario music's gonna keep going for a little bit until that buffer empties. There it goes. Okay, now we get to fight Quatch. Or however you pronounce it, because if you say it wrong, he'll rip out your tongue. Could you just stop showing off your power a little? Now we all know that you're so powerful and all, could you just stop killing everybody? Creatures of Merbotia unite. With skin both red and blue and white, kill this man who thinks it's right to avoid this display of power and might. Make him die just like the few which challenge the power of me and you. Gobble him up like chunky beef stew, or else you'll make me blue. I sense an action scene. And just like that, he starts summoning a lot of monsters. This looks a lot scarier than it actually is, because that happens when you actually manage to shoot him. Which makes this a rare ZZT boss that's not terrible to fight. And also the fact that he puts a ricochet in your way will stop you from just spamming bullets. So he's actually pretty well designed, honestly. You don't have to worry about ammo. Or health, really. He will kind of destroy the board itself. Actually, I think if we lure him into a corner, we can get to the exit. But it's a lot easier to just eventually notice that, one, he's not dying, and two, every time you shoot him, there's bombs in this corner that spawn. So there we go, we've just completed our quest and game over. Well, not really, but he's a little more horizontal than usual. We get a whole lot of gems. And yes, he says ouchie poo, which I almost missed there. Yeah, he's actually a decent fight. He's not horrible. And we get to play with the corpse, which is kind of a recurring thing in this game. So you can spit on it, we can kick it, we can jump on it, or we can just leave him alone. You gotta go down the list. Spit on it, and he transforms into a corpse with a disgusting loogie on it. Yum yum. You can kick him. Make some red fakes. And we can jump on him. And make him go splurch. Now Merbotia has been saved, and we can be hailed as the hero that we are. Oh, you know what? I think there are actually some more secrets out in the wilderness, 'cause I remember there's some way to actually like get in here. I don't even remember what the green door here is for. That might happen with something later. Who knows? It's a mysterious game with many features. Tile near the entrance. Did I miss? Oh, yeah, wow, that's kind of obvious. It's a funny rock. Concealing a lever. There we go. That's one mystery solved. Good work. Master of ZZT here. Okay, well, let's tell Senile the good news. Yahoo! Quatch is dead. Whoopee! Hey, can I go back home now? What, you mean Earth? Oh, it's about to be destroyed. What? Well, after your creation we realized we really didn't need it anymore, so it's going to be blown up. Besides, it's not nice to litter. What is wrong with you? Treating Earth as if it were some piece of garbage. Well, hold on, let me rephrase that. Earth may really suck, but I've still got friends and stuff down there. Couldn't you stand to, well, not blow up my home planet? Sorry, it's already been planned. You'd have to shut the weapon down manually. Okay, where is it? Right through this transporter. But be prepared to fight. Large-scale war weapons are usually pretty heavily guarded. Okay, thanks, I guess. And so begins Act 2. This transporter, which not quite as cool as the one that would be in That Damn Cat a good decade and a half later, but there's still this, which is a really interesting decision to actually start the player slightly out in space. And then do that animation with a player clone. And then destroy the player clone once the player moves to actually put them on the ship. So our first task is to interact with this console. A few buttons catch your eye. What button do you press? Escort service to the main hall, 5-minute perm, or destroy Jeffrey Poole. I was just pausing for water. Obviously we're going to destroy Jeffrey Poole. Jeffrey Poole is now dead. Unfortunately, there's only one Jeffrey Poole. We can't kill him more than once. We can get a perm, though. Oh boy, a perm. You always wanted curly hair. The machine comes out of the ceiling and rams you in the head. I guess it's meant for shorter people, you think. It then fries your brains. That's okay, you never really needed them anyway. Guess it was meant for shorter people. We've done that already. We're up to the part where you say, hey. Hey! What's going on? Oh no, it's a lawyer in Alberta. Closed forever. Can we get another perm? I don't think I've ever actually bothered to try. I mean, I guess apparently we can, but... And lastly, we can request an escort. Which brings up the fact that we're kind of an intruder on the ship, so we will kick it. The computer kicks you back. Computers don't have feet. Too bad, live with it. So unfortunately, all we can do is give up our gem collection, which we worked so hard for. Put a few shiny gems by the console. Put a few more. Drop every single gem. And then again, there's these weird giant spaces. Oh boy. Now I can get a box of Cheez-Its for my wife, B39XT2000. This game has a weird sense of humor, but I think that's why it was such a hit. Well, there's our escort. Realizing that your bow and arrow is going to be quite obsolete in comparison to the age of weapons on this ship, you drop all of your arrows and your trusty wooden bow and pick up a gun. It has no ammunition. Find a small pile of 20 saw blades. They fit perfectly in your gun. The gun feels a little awkward in your hands, so you decide you may benefit from a few test shots. This game predates Half-Life 2 by a good decade. Oops, held it the wrong way. It's a wonderfully executed joke. Okay, let's try it that way. Much less painful. If I aimed a little high, maybe if I put my thumb over there instead. Much better. You may not be totally accurate with these things yet, but you'll get better. You decided it would be less wasteful of your scarce ammunition supply if you were to practice on hostile targets from now on. Yeah, the game likes to actually... Oh no, we've been spotted. And then the music just stops. I do like that the first aid kits have a message that they go clang when they're shot. So now we get 3 paths, 1 is blocked, we need a handprint. Get some more saw blades. Doing a bad job with these tigers. Okay, so that was just a supply room. So our other option is this way. Yeah, it's got some fun backgrounds. It's another sign. Boss's office. Hey, that rhymes. I won't do anything to that signpost. It's all that's keeping that sign from falling over and landing on you. So let's see, is this an instant game over? The game's been avoiding those so far. Oop. No, we're fine. Sorry, no more terrible Ace of Base puns for you today. But I guess we get it right there. I guess that's an Ace of Base reference. I don't know. There's a conveyor, but you can kind of force your way past it pretty easy. You can go in the exit. And now we can speak to the boss after we mess with his papers. Some important documents of some sort, better not touch them. Don't mess with him. Pull up a chair. Alright, so check out this cool, very cool ZZT chair. Look at that. Yes, yes. What? Okay. I'd like to kill you. I'd like to not kill you. Take me, baby. I'm all yours. And me, forget me not that smart. That's the boring one, but... Aha. Being dumb is your game, is it? Being dumb somewhere else. Blah, blah, blah. And you get to scoot our chair in and out. Let's be overly flirty. Oh dear. Oh, that's a happy ending. The boss jumps into your arms and looks lovingly into your eyes. You carry him to his room. That night, you peer outside the window of the spaceship and notice a large asteroid field where Earth used to be. You wonder if perhaps there was a more logical way to achieve your goal. You two have a wonderful life together on Merbotia and live happily ever after. And scoot the chair back out. Okay, let's try to not kill him. Good, then don't. And last but not least, let's kill him with a sponge. Gasp, a sponge, you fiend! Searching your pockets, you find you are completely spongeless. Can I borrow a sponge? No, I don't carry one with me. Imagine if I were to fall asleep and accidentally press the sponge or something. Wow, you have a point there. This is some good writing. Yeah, let's sit on his head. I shall sit upon your head. No, anything but that. Everybody has a laugh at this great pun. I'm sure that's what the audience is doing right now. And, well, you can always shoot them. Oh, and I guess we can still talk to him. Even though we killed him already. Oh boy, another dead body. I guess the sense was so kind to let you play with it for a little while. So, search his pockets, chop off his arm, remove his brains from his nose, and throw his body at a wall. Check his pockets. You get a band-aid, oh boy. We can chop off his arm since we need a handprint after all, and this is clearly the most sensible way to get that. Tear off his arm. He decided to keep it as a souvenir in case you ever make it back to Earth. And we're going to skip that one first. We're going to throw his body at a wall. We can do that for a while. Well, we can do that twice. That's enough throwing the corpse for today. And remove his brains from his nose. Even this game won't let you. That's the line this game won't cross. Well, this was probably made by like a 15-year-old. So the entrance and exit thing is just flavor. Place the boss's arm on the hand scanner. Oh my god, Mr. Dickel, the boss! I've never been so honored. The door faints, giving you passage. I love it. And then hey, some ZZT gameplay. Not sure what I should be doing here specifically. I guess just making a wall of explosion. And boulder. I do really like the sounds though, that's pretty cool. This is a good beat. Oh. Oh no. Oh. How tragic. Didn't think that one all the way through, apparently. Okay, let's do this less poorly. There we go. Other than the horrible explosions. This tune's just not nearly as good. Oh no! They're shooting the Earth. How do you expect that tiny little bullet to blow up Earth? Well, Earth is only about half that size. You giggle a little, realizing that the aliens saw Earth as just a tiny star. Let's see. Be quite dead by now. Take at least 2 more shots, or it'll take at least a cobalt bomb. What's this other guy got to say? Don't talk to me, talk to the other guy. I don't know. We're quite dead by now. Well, duh. And let's try the cobalt bomb. Well, okay. I'll just have to take your word for it. Copy. Command to Frito 2. Launch napalm bomb. Uh-oh. Looks like they took your comment a little too seriously. Perhaps they mistook you for the captain because you were carrying his arm. The end. Let's try 2 more shots. I see your point. Better safe than sorry, eh? We'll launch those missiles right away. So we hop on into the missile launcher, and away we go. Welcome to Earth. You land with a loud thump on the ground. You stand up and brush off. You look around. Did I actually make it back to Earth, you think? You look up and notice the thick clouds of smog. Yep, this must be Earth, you realize. As you begin to walk home, you think, ah, the smoggy air, the cracked sidewalks, the dead grass, the pungent aroma of urine, sounds of screams from nearby alleys. Hey, wait a minute. This place is a dump. You run home to find somebody else living in your house. You run to a phone booth to try and call somebody you know, but nobody's name is in the phone book who is related to you. How spooky. As a last-ditch effort, you look up your younger brother in the phone book and find his name. So, I mean, I guess there is somebody in the phone book related to me. You realize that you don't have a quarter and begin to walk to where the phone book claims his address is. On the way, you get mugged by a group of 5 people. Instead of giving them your money, you pull off that strange gun you found on the ship and chop off various limbs of theirs with your excellent marksmanship. You finally arrive at his house. An old man greets you with a shotgun. Who are you? He states. Is Charles there? I am Charles, he says. Remember me? It's your old pal, Player. Player, he thinks. Is that you? He lets you in. You both hug for a very long time before you ask him, what happened to you? How'd you get so old? Where are my parents? Your parents died 7 years ago in a car accident. You didn't even show up at their funeral. Don't you remember anything? This is your idea of a joke, then. You happen to glance at a newspaper by his foot. It reads 2074. Your mind races. What are my parents like? Where is my sister? What became of her? Why didn't I age with them? You collapse on the floor, your heart aching. Your brother stands there confused and helpless. You are rushed to the hospital, but it is too late. You die of a heart attack. 2 days later, in the obituary section of the New York Times, your name is there. Player. Died of heart failure at the age of 104. Game over. So it's kind of a downer of an ending. Tone changes a little bit there for that last part. I think the correct ending is the one where you marry that boss. That one seems a lot nicer. You can't. It's just marrying the boss, the joke ending, or this horrible Earth. So I didn't actually bother opening Kev at it. Oh, that's okay. Yeah, so there's just more ammo in that other room that I didn't find the key for. But Raven was asking what happens if you don't have ammo, and that's actually covered. Oh no, I gotta find the objects, and I'm not in Kev Edit, so I gotta do it this way. Okay. Probably in the corner. It's always in the corner. It's not in the corner. Well, it must be this then. That's a star. So I'm guessing those are stars. Oh man. This is what I get. I didn't think I was going to have to edit this game. I played it 1,000 times. And it's right by the player. Okay, so first off there's this. You lose health in the crash landing. If you don't have enough, it goes to ending 2. But if I remember from the closer look article I did on this a way back, yeah, there is no ending 2 label. Also, I think having the pound sign here would stop it from working anyway, but... So originally you were going to be able to die in the crash, and I guess if you have 30 health exactly you will, because you'll have 0. But if you have 29 health, it won't be able to take away 30. But then, as you mentioned, you have to have 5 ammo to deal with the muggers, and if you don't, on the way you get mugged by a group of 5 people. Instead of getting all your money, you pull out that strange gun you found on the ship. You begin to pull the trigger when you find out you don't have enough shots left to finish off all 5 people. They beat you up. Take health 40 or dead. Which, again, is another... Oh no. You stare up at the black smoke of Earth for one last time before you pass out, wondering if any of it was worthwhile. Seriously, I don't know what is up with this game's ending. It's... like... so bizarre. And that's Merbotia. It's a really fun little game. It's very cute with a bit of violence, I guess, and then just suddenly he gets very dark how that game ends. So it's been all... yeah, okay, that's a good point. We gotta listen to that some more. Alright, there's our credits music. So I was thinking of playing a second game if Merbotia was really short, but I guess it wasn't all that short since this has been just under 50 minutes. Oh, that's the stream. It's been just under 40 minutes, but that's not too bad. It's a billion degrees in here and I'd like to be able to turn on a fan again. So we're just going to stick with the original plan and end it here. But tomorrow we're going to have yet another stream, and it's also going to be a bit of a downer. Well, not quite in the same way as this, but it's going to be a puzzle game with some interesting conflicts. It's definitely one I recommend people check out, either by playing the game for themselves or by being here tomorrow at 6 o'clock. We'll be playing some Anna. So thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed Merbotia and its amazing soundtrack. And it's... now I want to see the ending board with that music playing over it, because that would be pretty great. Alright, that's all. Thanks for watching.